What is going on, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, Salami squad around the world? The Meat Pack is in the building. We are here to give you the meat picks for the NFL Week 5. Richie, show me the money real quick before we get into it. Look at that. It's just raining. It's falling. But we're going to go ahead and jump in. Excuse my background. I've been doing a little cleaning and got the sheets on the bed right now. So, forget about that. We're going to go ahead and jump in. Before we do, Richie, I want you to pull up our graphic. I want to show everybody's record real quick. Look at that. I am lagging behind on this. Look at Jimmy go there, though.
Yeah,
obviously,
dude.
Richie there, dude. You've been catching some ground back up last week. I'm just kind of falling flat, man. I don't know what's going on. My reputation is sort of just ain't – my 2 cents ain't worth about nothing. That sort of record. But we're going to go ahead and just break down this Week 5, man. Got some really, really tough games, some good games that are about to go on for this NFL Week 5. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it here, Richmond. Real quick, show me the money again real quick, dog.
Bro. Let it rain.
All right, let's not being said. Let's go ahead and just jump right into it. We're starting off the first game actually getting played tonight. That is the Rams and the Seahawks going on some TNF action. Tough one for me. Not gonna lie to you, I think the Rams go ahead and pull this one out. Obviously the Rams just got beat out by the Cardinals in a tough game, tough division in general. And, my takeaway from that with the Rams game was, they just got done with a game where they played the Bucks, beat the Bucks with the energy being presented as almost an NFC championship type game. And when I saw them come out there with the Arizona, I mean, they just looked flat and everything, probably the boys were probably just tired and whatnot. No credit away from Arizona whatsoever, but I do still think the Rams are the best team in this division. I would take them to make it out of this thing, as good as all the other teams are playing. I just like them here in this game. Seahawks, are obviously look good on offense, but it's still, we said it all last year, it's Russell Wilson or bust, man. And the Rams, I think, just have too complete of a team. And I think they want a little revenge. They want to show they're the best team in this division. So why not get a good dub over the Hawks?
Okay, fair points there, but I'm on the other side of this matchup. I'm taking the Seahawks here. I think they're just rolling. Their offense is looking elite week after week. They're able to just find different targets, starting to get the tight end involved a little bit. Chris Carson's starting to eat up some yards. So I don't know. I think they roll into this week, get the dub here. But super, super tight matchup. I agree. This is a hard game to pick, but I just like the Seahawks a little bit better.
Any in division in games in that division, man, those are going to be tough matchups to call all season. All 4 of those teams, man, are really, really good. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the Jets and the Falcons. Got a little London action, dude. A little fish and chips going on here. It's going to be at 9:30 a.m. I'm about to get up, go get my coffee, maybe get a little breakfast, Sammy, come back, watch some Jets action, little croissant, little oi, mate, Zach Wilson. That's probably super offensive, but I hope that, a little impression right there. But my takeaway from this game, man, it's a little poo-poo stinky sandwich. Obviously, the Jets, man, big, huge first win, I think, over the Titans. Zach Wilson, to me, especially in the fourth quarter overtime, I think really showed some good composure. One of my biggest gripes with Zach Wilson so far is obviously just being a rookie. I think right now he gets a little too flashy for me sometimes. It's like, dude, I don't need to show off. I want a franchise quarterback. Cut down on mistakes, be poised. I know he's a young guy, Disney Channel looking, Hatch and Pete looking, haircut and everything. I think the Jets keep the thing rolling here. I'm not going to lie. I think the Jets offense waking up a little bit. They ride into this game. Robert Saleh, they had an amazing post-game little locker room talk that I love. I think the guys are hype. I think Atlanta's defense is just, I don't know, dude. Both these teams are ass, but I'll rock with my team on this one.
Fair enough. I agree with you. Both these teams are, on the lower tier of the NFL for sure. Both just struggling to figure out how to close out games, get W's. But I'm gonna take the Falcons. No specific reason. I like that. I like the dirty birdies here, brother.
Dirty birdies for surezies. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next game, talking to New England Patriots and the Houston Texans. It's one for me. The Patriots coming out and a lot of stuff going on in the news right now. This whole Brady Belichick saga and whatnot, and Belichick kind of being now labeled as this asshole kind of guy, which I mean, he definitely comes across as that and whatnot. And so a lot of behind the scenes stuff going on sort of with the Patriots, and just a lot of that name being kind of in the thing right now. So, those things have never really affected the Patriots organization, when those sort of things happen or news stuff breaks, even when they're in the midst of bigger scandals and stuff like that. They've always been able to keep their composure on a football field. And I think the Patriots come out here and they get rolling, man. I am turning into a little bit of a Mac Jones fan. But like I said, I don't know if he really ever gets much better than this, at least from like an athletic standpoint and whatnot. He'll never be a Herbert or a Patrick Mahomes, but I think Belichick knows that he doesn't have to be. It's going to be all up here for this guy. You throw to the open man, keep him moving. I haven't seen anything from the other side with the Texans that have shown me any sign this year that they're even a decent football team. So I think the Patriots come in here and just get the duh.
Yeah, I don't got much to add there. I got Patriots taking this for sure. Give me them on the spread to cover. Give me them money line. I think this is going to be an under game here because just like you said, though, Houston offense just really kind of struggling. Brandon Cook's starting to eat a little bit. He'll get a couple tugs, but I don't know. They're just struggling to find their identity over there in Houston.
Yeah, no, for sure. So it's going to be some troubleshooting over there for a while, I think, for those guys. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game, talking the Detroit Lions and Minnesota Vikings. And I mean, listen, another in conference. What the hell do you call those? Like head to head? What is it? Divisional game. Yeah, dude, divisional game here, and Vikings offense and everything's been looking solid all season and whatnot. And, I know we mentioned last time kind of how we all feel about the Lions and whatnot, sort of the makeup from their team. But I think the Vikings just keep it going here. I think the Lions play hard and they'll put up a fight in this game. But I think this is what the Vikings do. They in the regular season, they can beat really bad football teams. So I think Kirk Cousins come out and they kind of just look to do that. I'm not saying I don't think the Vikings will put up points. I think they honestly keep it close, but I'll go with Vikings here.
Yeah, just to start off, I think it's a big over game. I think both these offenses are about to put up a decent amount of points, probably about 20 at least piece each side. But my heart wants to go with the Lions here, but the brain says
same. Wait, why? I don't know what's up with that.
They got something going on this year, and I just like it. But the brain says Minnesota, so give me Minnesota. I mean, this offense is stacked. Just week to week, it's just can Kirk Cousins just do the thing this week? And it's up to that. And their defense is dodgy. But I don't know, man. Give me the Vikings. I think
it's that Dan Campbell pack, man. Like I just want to play for that guy. I don't know why. Yeah. I just want to.
I could probably eat a few bricks for that man, dude.
Ready. I eat a couple kneecaps or whatever. We're gonna go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the Philadelphia Eagles and the Carolina Panthers. Obviously, Carolina coming off a loss from the Cowboys, who when we get to them. I don't see any fault from that in Carolina's side, but Carolina shook some things up, though, a little trade action or a little free agent. I can't remember exactly how it went down, but picking up Stephon Gilmore from the Patriots, he's only 2 years removed from being Defensive Player of the Year. And so if you look at what the Panthers already have right now in their backfield, I know this year they drafted J.C. Horn, I think, was 7th, 8th pick, and they have some other guys. They're slipping my name at the top of the head. Whoa, that didn't make sense at all. Their names are slipping out of my head, but they got some pieces, man. That secondary, I think, is really, really going to be good. They had young guys, and I think now, hey, we're going to have Stephon Gilmore come in. He's a little older. I still think the talent's there, but as much as Stephon's still going to be able to produce from a physical standpoint, he's going to be a great locker room guy for that secondary group. And I mean, that's kind of stacked, dude. They got 4 legit starters in that secondary. And like I said, dude, their defense has been rolling. Obviously, with the Cowboys, not as much. But Panthers, I think besides the age, I think if everybody on that team was maybe a year older, they would be a top 5, 6, 7 football team. I really just think they're still a little young right now. Eagles side of things, man, it's just – you guys got a couple pieces, and that's it. I haven't really seen anything from the Eagles. They've been in some close ball games, and they're scoring, pretty consistently, but I haven't really seen it. So I'm going to go with the Panthers here, man. They bounce back and bring in Stephon Gilmore. I think Stephon Gilmore about to eat Devonta Smith's lunch, dude. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, ain't no one getting open, bro. Everybody's pressing the whole game. So give me the Panthers here. Fuck what you talking.
Obviously rocking with the Eagles here, dude. I mean, they're showing they can put up points on the board on offense here. It's just a matter of this defense falling apart. You know, we're having some huge linebacker issues, just trying to tackle the other teams, starting to become a huge problem for the Eagles right now. So, but I'm still obviously rocking with them to get the W. Panthers coming off their first loss. Weeks 1 through 3, I mean, just looked pretty elite, if we're going to be honest. I mean, you can make that level of competition, you know, argument against them, but they're putting it together. It's early in the season. I mean, I think the Panthers are going to be a really good team this year. But I just think the Eagles are going to outscore them. So give me the Birds.
No, yeah. I mean, listen, we saw all last year. I mean, you can check the tape. We were all kind of on this Panthers train of, hey, like, give them a year or two. That's going to be good. And a lot of that's coming to fruition.
How about Sam Darnold leading the league in rushing touchdowns?
Weichel Vic, dude. Weichel Vic. I'm telling you, dude. Vanilla Vic.
Shout out Sam Darnold, dude.
Shout out Darney, man. For like, wish he could have shown a third of that in New York would have been all right, but you know, you move on. So we're gonna go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the Tennessee Titans and Jacksonville Jaguars. And I mean, the Jaguars got a whole bunch of stuff going on right now, not just football related. That boy Urban Meyer. I mean, but that's Urban Meyer, dog. His whole career, some shit always comes up, dude. He's always a family emergency. Medical. I'm pretty sure he's trying to work his way out. There's big speculation right now. He's trying to actually work his way out to go take that USC job, which is obviously huge. USC needs Urban Meyer, and that's probably a huge opportunity for him, man. We've obviously seen he got here. I've heard some different media outlets talking about, you know, it's handling the pressure, dude. Like, dude's one of the best college football coaches ever, but NFL, a different game, man. We saw Nick Saban not be able to do it. We saw Jimmy Johnson do it in a reverse way, but you get what I'm saying. So Urban Meyer, dude, they're saying that he's been getting laughed out of the locker room. That's a complete joke to the players, dude. They absolutely have no credibility. The Urban Meyer and the Jacksonville team, like, relationship is completely broken. So I mean, I don't know how they fix that. I don't know if you can fix that. I mean, if we're being honest, I know it's grown men. The only thing, and obviously I'll give my take. I don't want to go on, but I saw Trevor Lawrence in his interview, man, where they were asking him questions about it. And you know, I get why they have to do political answers, you know, when they answer the media and whatnot. I wish one of these guys would just be like, yeah, the dude's an idiot. Like, yeah, I wish they were just a little more, they could just say a little bit more what they wanted to actually say, but I don't know how they fix that. So I think with all that going on, the team was already a mess. This adds more fuel to the fire. And Tennessee, obviously, you know, besides a overtime loss against the Jets, are playing pretty good this year. So give me them in this game.
Yeah, for sure. I agree. Titans definitely didn't start out the season the way they wanted to. A couple more losses than they thought they were going to have. I think they're starting to roll now, especially, like you said, against this broken Jaguars team right now. I mean, you could honestly compare this to last year's situation with Bill O'Brien down there in Houston. I mean,
it just sucks because Trevor Lawrence is finally starting to look pretty good, dude, and just kind of
which is good. And you know, silver lining in all this, you know, maybe he's going to step up in that locker room, and maybe Trevor Lawrence is going to be the guy to, you know, sort of corral the team around him instead of fucking Urban Meyer, who's out there fucking the club up. Doing his thing, I guess. But yeah, no way. Give me Tennessee money line. That's a fucking hammer, brother. Let it rain.
That's to show me the money. That's to the moon and back.
No, for real. Come on. What are we talking about?
What are we talking about? So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game, talking Miami Dolphins and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You know, here's another one. The Dolphins, man, just have been playing, you know, to what we thought they were. And here's my thing. I'm low-key going to say the same thing about the Bucs a little bit. I know they're obviously 3-1, so it's hard to criticize that. And obviously they just came off a Super Bowl, but they have been winning, man. But something just seems a little bit off of the defense and everything. But the biggest credit, I think, Tampa Bay beats every team in the league besides a couple, because they're honestly just the best team in the league when there's 4 minutes left on the clock at the end of a game. You're not going to be able to touch them, man. It's Tom Brady, it's Bruce Arians, smart guys, veterans. So I do think they get the dub here, keep it going. And I only say that just because the Dolphins, man, I don't think I've been able to iron out their details yet, and I've been looking a little flat. So give me the Bucs here, man. 4-1 Bucs.
I got the same exact take as you. Give me the Bucs here. Dolphins just kind of seeming to struggle a little bit each week here, and I don't think they're going to pull it together here against the Bucs. No way.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game, talking to Green Bay Packers and the Bengals, Joey B and the crew. I don't know, man. This is tough. I really like Cincinnati. Love me some Joey B. I think they're kind of the same makeup, I think, of the Panthers. I think they have stuff figured out. They just need a little more time. They need a season a little bit more. Some of those guys need another year or two in the league, and if they keep that core and foundation, I think in a couple of years, this team can give a lot of teams problems. And Green Bay right now is just kind of rolling, brother. Aaron Rodgers, Devontae Adams, Aaron Jones. I mean, they're just figuring it out over there. I think they went ahead and picked up old boy there from the Cowboys, Jalen Smith, which is huge, phenomenal. I honestly thought the better play for them would have been to actually pursue Stephon Gilmore, because the secondary, I think, is the biggest glaring problem on their defense. But getting Jalen Smith is huge. So I'll give him this dub here. I just, I think Aaron Rodgers just outplayed Joey B at this point. I just, what I'm saying, I don't know if what they have going over there on Green Bay side, they can kind of just outplay him.
Yeah,
better coaching.
I agree. Yeah, I got Green Bay winning this one for sure. Seeing Bengals mic'd up last week with Joey B, that was really hype. And they had a huge win there, overtime type situation. Joey B get that strong man standing in the pocket, throwing the pass, getting the team in position. I mean, just huge, great Joey B plays. Love seeing that, dude. Coming off that injury, he's just starting to look good. But exactly like you said, they just need a little bit more time to get that chemistry a little bit stronger, just get a little bit more mature, some more game time. And then on the other side of that, this Green Bay Packers game is, this team, they're going to make it to the NFC Championship game, and that's just how it's going to be. So give me them winning this for sure.
You really believe that?
Yeah, I really do.
Yeah, we'll definitely.
They're rolling. They are hurting right now with a little bit of injuries, but I think if everyone can get healthy,
Yeah, no, for sure. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game, talking the Denver Broncos, Pittsburgh Steelers. Give me the Bronx here, dude. Give me the Bronx. Ain't been feeling what the Steelers been offering lately. Just kind of seems like I wouldn't say broken. It's just like, man, they seem a little all over the place. Najee Harris really hasn't been able to get his thing going. Obviously, I think they have two really good receivers, and Claypool and Juju Smith. And I know Ben's not really been looking too hot. I still like their defense, obviously. I don't think Pittsburgh's defense will ever be a problem. They just kind of figure it out on that side of things, and they always have good receivers. But give me the Bronx here. I don't know, man. I just like the Broncos' makeup, though. I like the cut of their jib. Just Teddy B and the team. Like I said, I think they got a top 5 defense in the league, personnel-wise. I think they really need some help on the offensive line. I hope they could possibly address that, maybe come trade deadline. Depends if they're going to be buyers or sellers, what the record looks like. But give me him here, man. I don't know. I like him.
Fair enough. You definitely sold me on this Broncos team last week. I do think they got some good potential going on here, but I truly believe the front force here on the defense for Pittsburgh is just going to give the Broncos hell all game long. They're going to have trouble producing on offense. So I got Pittsburgh taking this one. I do think it'll be a close game because exactly like you said, Big Ben just not really looking the same this year. Not really on target, timing looking a little off, etc. But, he'll get his 30 completions out of 50 passes. So, with that, they'll get it done, I think.
That's not how it should be, but yeah, it's definitely going to happen. But I can see that take for sure. I definitely, could possibly just get out coached and whatnot. Big Fangio. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. We are talking I lost it. We're talking Chicago Bears and the Oakland Raiders. The Raiders coming off a tough loss with the Chargers, right? Am I tripping? It was the Monday game. Chargers Sunday night. Hit me with the facts here, dog. Is that right? Yeah. And listen, like I said, even with the Broncos and Chiefs, like I said, this is a tough division, man. I think behind, I don't know. It's tough, man. If I had to rank that division sort of 1 through 4, I don't know, because I think ultimately right now in the long run, I think I'll go with the Raiders. I'll say maybe over the Chargers. I'll take the Chiefs just because I think with Gruden and Carr just having the time together and a little more veterans. But I know you bring up, and it usually comes to fruition, of the Raiders kind of just falling apart towards the end of the year. And obviously on the other side of the ball is Chicago. I mean, obviously Justin Fields officially being named the starter. I think it's going to be a rough season for Chicago, man. They have a lot going on with Matt Nagy being on the hot seat. Obviously Justin Fields is going to have some growing pains. And they just don't have enough pieces for me, man. David Montgomery went down. He's going to be out for a couple weeks. You know, what receivers do they have, man? They don't have nothing going on. So I think the Raiders bounce back here. The Raiders are going to look sharp. I think this will be a layup game for them, if all honestly. So I'll give me the Raiders.
I'm on the Raiders with you as well here. I think, you know, having that pressure of being 3-0 can sometimes, you know, not really be good for the team, you know, having that undefeated pressure. So, and obviously they don't want a loss here, but I mean, this Raiders team is rolling every week. They look really good. It was a close loss that they had last week. Chargers just kind of really pulled one over on them at the end there. So I don't know. Give me the Raiders here. I think they roll into this week after the loss, just kind of looking for a little bit of revenge here.
I agree. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game, talking Cleveland Browns, San Diego Chargers. You know, we're just talking about them. And, you know, there's some things going on with Baker right now. I know he's playing. He's got a little bit hurt of a shoulder and everything. He's been playing in a harness. And kind of a weird thing. And I know this is probably a weird take that I don't actually think is true, but I think it's worth noting. You know, you look at he's in his 4th year of the league, and he hasn't been paid yet, man. I know Baker, for the most part, is going to be that guy. I think so. He's kind of proven that they're going to be a winning quarterback. But you can't tell me, man. I don't think you can look me in the face and some of these other quarterbacks, man, the Herberts and the Jacksons, the Kyler Murray. I think you take all of those guys over Baker. I really, really like Baker. I think he's got good leadership value and everything, and he's a very, very good short to medium range passer. But sometimes, man, they're so dependent on sort of, it obviously works, right? But they're so dependent on sort of the formula they have right now. And the only thing, man, I'm telling you, Baker and Odell, man, I'm telling you, they have not been able to figure that out, man. It's been nearly 16, 17 games of that chemistry not being – I think they need Odell because they need that over-the-top presence, because Jarvis Landry isn't going to really provide that for you. But if you look at it, man, like Baker needs to force those balls to Odell. Nothing about that seems seamless to me. I don't want to say it because I don't like Baker, I don't like or Odell, but it's like, just watch the game. Like, it's not working. It's not working. But I'm going to give this game to Cleveland. If Baker plays. You know, because I like the Chargers a lot. I think as much as we talk about the Chargers offense, their defense has really been an unsung story for them this year as well. Still just a little too lopsided for me. I know they got big win over the Chiefs, really big win over the Raiders. But give me the Browns here, man. Give me the Browns. You never know with them, so it's hard. I'll go with Cleveland. They're 3-1 for a reason. I just think that was a weird take, man. If Cleveland knew he was the guy, the brother would have been paid. So I think he is, because he's in Cleveland. If he was in the LA market or something like that, where it's strictly about the winning, probably not. But I think he'll be the guy there. But you would take Herbert over him in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I see what you're saying for sure. And that's a very interesting take on Baker. I think mine's a little bit different. You know, one thing you always bring up is like being a good pocket passer in the league. And that's kind of the guys that we see success over the years. And like Baker's proving himself to be that. And he's becoming more accurate year after year. And like his timing's looking better. And I know he doesn't have that star connection with Odell, but with the receiving core he's got out there, I mean, he can dish that thing. He spreads it out between everyone. So I really like what Baker's cooking over there. I mean, obviously Browns have top run game in the league, so they're going to eat on the ground as well. And, you know, we say it every week, you know, Baker could do nothing and they could put up 35 points, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, you know, screen passes.
Dude, you got the best offensive line in the game and the best running backs. Dude, you could put me out there, dog. I'll win you a football game. You give me that.
I see what you're saying for sure, but I don't want to discredit Baker. I really
think not at all.
He's becoming better and better each game, honestly, is what I'm seeing. So give me the Browns here, dude. And like I said, Chargers just so inconsistent, dude. I love watching their offense play. Got some really good pieces on defense. Mike Williams, Austin Eckler showing out this year. I mean, just really fun football to watch. This is another over game in my opinion. But yeah, I'm rocking the Brownies.
Definitely would slam the over on that for sure. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. We're talking the New York Football Giants and the Dallas Cowboys. And so here's my takeaway from the NFC East. I think we see every year. Obviously, I don't think all four of those teams play up to their potential. But when they play divisional games, man, when that division goes head to head, awesome games. They always show out very competitive games. And I mean, listen, I'll go ahead and say I think the Cowboys, I honestly put the Cowboys in the Super Bowl bubble, man. I'm not going to lie. Obviously, they cut Jalen Smith, but they got pieces, brother. The defense, Micah Parsons is going to be on pace to be an elite linebacker, man.
He's a rookie out there being
Trey Diggs out here catching picks. And obviously what they have cooking on offense. So I genuinely believe Cowboys are in that Super Bowl conversation. I really do. But let me give a little credit to the Giants right here. Let me actually give a little more credit to Daniel Jones. I kind of said the first week we did this that I think the Giants will know by Thanksgiving if he's the guy or not. And I do think he is. I honestly do think he is. I know it's not perfect or whatnot, but you got a guy here, man, that's 6'5", big arm, and can move a little bit. And the biggest thing, though, has significantly cut down on his biggest problem, which is turnovers, right? I think we all agreed that, like, hey, if he just stops doing that, he's a pretty solid quarterback. Now, the only problem with him is the rest of the offense, man. Obviously got a big win. Saquon last week walking it off. Still waiting for Kenny Golladay to sort of pop off on him. I know it was a huge free agent sign and hasn't really been able to connect that yet. So I got to give the Giants some credit. I know the record says otherwise, but I'm still going to go with the Cowboys here, man, because like I said, they just look sharper and sharper each week. I think the personnel they have on that team, man, they got some stars on that team, and they just need to start getting to play like it, and I think they are. So give them the dub here.
Yeah, Cowboys are better. That's it.
That's it. I mean, that's really the end of the conversation.
Cowboys win. That's it.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game, talking to San Francisco 49ers, Arizona Cardinals. Another tough one, dog. Another little toughie, dude. Obviously, the Cardinals right now are hot. Boy, I think, the only undefeated joint left in the league. Kyler Murray's like 5-1 right now for the MVP. Obviously, got a huge dub over the Rams. And like I said, up until that game, I think Sean McVay was 6-0 against Cliff Kingsbury and that team since he's been. I don't think the Cardinals have ever beaten the Rams, and so I'm not taking anything away from the Cardinals. I think they're hot. The offense is electric. It's insane. I do think they win probably 11, 12 football games this year. I think when it gets down into playoff time, I don't know. I got to evaluate then. But that's why I think they went out and got J.J. Watt. They went out and got A.J. Green, some veteran guys that know how to win games. But give me the night. This is a tough one, dude. This is a tough one. I don't think the Cardinals stay undefeated. I don't know if the San Francisco 49ers beat them this week, but I'll give it to them because I don't see them going 5-0. I don't know. I think San Fran comes out just fucking. I don't. This is a really tough. If I had to skip one this week, it's going to be this game. I don't know.
I agree. This would be my skip, but I'm going to take the Cardinals on this, brother. I don't know what it is about. I don't know what it is about San Fran this year. They obviously got superstar roster on paper, but just like kind of don't really look good on the field. If I'm going to be honest, I mean, just kind of struggling, kind of putting up points, but also kind of letting a lot of points get scored on. So I don't know. I think the Cardinals are just super hot right now. Oh, like you said, only undefeated team left. I think they're going to try to keep that rolling. And, I don't see San Fran shutting them down this week. I just don't think it's going to happen. I
can see it going either way, if I'm being honest. But we're going to go ahead and move on to the next game. Only got a couple left here real quick before we jump into it. This is another one, right? Potential AFC championship matchup here. We're talking the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. Man, this is another one where these are the premier teams of the AFC. Obviously, I think the Chiefs have the edge as far as just their experience, the 2 Super Bowl appearances, and but you're talking 2 phenomenal head coaches, 2 quarterbacks that could win MVP, great receiving cores, decent running back options. I will give Buffalo the edge in that department. Zach Moss been cooking, Devin Singletary. But I think two teams here, they kind of do the same formula. The offenses are obviously electric, and then it's just kind of up to the defense. I think what kind of defense are you going to get from these teams each week? So I don't know. This is a shootout. There might be 80 points get scored this game, 90 points get scored this game. I don't really know what's about to go down, but I don't see the Chiefs struggling too much longer, so I'm going to give them the dub here. I think Patty Mahomes goes and just shows out on them.
This has got to be USA game of the week, dude. This is hype. This game is insane. I think this is Sunday night too, so this is going to be incredible.
Sunday night, 8:20.
Yeah, that's going to be awesome. But matchup-wise, I agree with your take when you said it's going to come down to the defense and whose defense plays better. And this season so far, this Buffalo defense is on fire. They put up 2 goose eggs against 2 different teams here so far this year. And Kansas City's honestly kind of let a lot of points get scored. So I don't know. They're having a little trouble over there, but I agree with you. I just got the Chiefs taking the dub. I'm going to bet on Patty Mahomes over Josh Allen. That's what it comes down to. But I agree. Super close, super big shootout. Lots of tutties going on here. Some yardage.
Tugs, man. A little Stephon Diggs, a little Tyreek Hill, dude. You want to just talk about, let me just throw a ball in the air real quick and then just have him come down with it. So
someone just goes up and he's like, there it is.
Them dudes got it, dude. Run 40 yards, bro, and just catch it for a tug. So that game will definitely be electric. They definitely picked the right time slot for that Sunday night. Perfect. But we're still gonna go ahead and move on to the last game of NFL Week 5. Monday Night Football, talking the Indianapolis Colts and the Baltimore Ravens, Lamar Jackson and company. And I mean, listen, man, the Ravens, man, something else, man, because all the injuries they've had to still have the record they have, I think really just goes to show, bro, that between John Harbaugh being a phenomenal head coach and Lamar Jackson just bootstraps up, bro, putting the team on his Bizak, bro, just doing the damn thing, dog. Dude's about to be on the cover of Madden next year, probably. They're just rolling right now. I don't know what it is because you look at their makeup, bro. It's man, they don't really have a number 1 wide receiver. Their top cornerback is out for the year. They're dealing with a carousel of running backs right now. So you're how the fuck are they 3-1 right now? They're kind of just figuring it out, dude. Colts, on the other hand, I don't really think are looking too crazy. You know what I'm saying? Carson, dude. Carson, bro. I've been saying it. I don't think he's the guy. But I still think they got enough pieces to win some football games this year, but not this one. Give me the Ravens.
Yeah, I agree. Colts coming off a win last week, but again, just kind of same situation as the Titans, just not really starting the season out. I think there's a lot of hype around this Colts coming off a phenomenal year last year.
Phenomenal.
Good postseason rush and everything. They're bringing in Carson. They thought he was going to be the answer, et cetera, and just not starting out how they really wanted to. Just trying to fuck over Philly one more time with that contract incentive for that draft pick. So shout out for that, dickhead. Give me the Ravens. Lamar Jackson on MVP mode again this year. Like you said, just putting the team on his back. I do think the receivers are starting to get open a little bit more for him. I forget who the announcer was last week during the Ravens game, but he said it perfect. When Lamar starts to scramble, everyone else on the field just stops. They just expect him to run it. The receivers really just need to keep moving, try to get him another option and just, find some holes in the defense. They got to switch up their offense. I mean, the Lamar Reed option's only going to work to a certain point. I mean, he is a freak, but, it's very predictable. So, but with that being said, give me the Ravens. Colts kind of booty cheek ass clap on that one.
Yeah, no, that is for sure. So with that being said, we're going to go ahead and wrap up this NFL Week 5 The Meat picks. Throw that graphic up one time to take a look at the records. It'll not be the same this time next week, so take a good look. I got to step
What's up with Jimmy, dude? Jimmy's up there.
Jimmy up there, bro. That's he's pulling away with it. Now, I mean, you're right there. Cruz is right there. I'm obviously in the trenches right now, so I gotta start not saying the wrong thing. So, super hyped to do this. We will be back next week. Before we go, though, real quick, Richie, show me the money. Show me the money,
brother. You want to see it? We let it rain.
We let it rain over here. So with that being said, Meat Pack Salami Squad, fuck out of here.